Good evening, everyone. This is Pradeep Mal, Ambassador of Change from GETI, the Global Education and Training Institute of Lucknow. And we have many in-service and pre-service programs and are the best training institute for teachers and principals in India and several parts of the world. We have many talks. And for more information on this, you can go to 740-840-1000. Right now, you're on our disruptive education platform. And on this platform, we have met with and interacted with more than 1,500 educators from India and all over the world. And this evening, we have for you Ms. Nourhan Elsewerki. She is an educator for the English Gamer from Portsaid in Egypt. She graduated from the Faculty of Language and Translation from the Azhar University in Egypt, and she got her FELT, Fundamentals of English Language Teaching, from the American University in Cairo. She got the Open GOC scholarship from the US Embassy. It is an online course by IOWA University, Iowa. I got Delta, she got Delta Module 1 by Cambridge Assessment and is an MA candidate in the Ain Shams University, Cairo, Egypt. She is highly interested in teaching English through video games and is the founder of the English Gamer, a community for English learners who are interested in learning through games. She enjoys reading and writing. She likes singing and traveling, and she also plays tennis. Good evening, ma'am. Welcome to GETI, and she will be speaking on using games in English language teaching. So thank you for being with us, and over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep. Good evening, everybody. And thank you for this great introduction. I'm really happy to be with you today. It's such a pleasure. And today I'm going to talk to you about using games in English language teaching. As Mr. Pradeep said, I'm Nourhan Elsewerki, the English gamer. I like to play games. I like to learn English or languages generally through games, and I also like to teach English through games, especially video games. And this is my favorite, area of study. So let's ask a question at first. Why do we teach and learn English through video games? Why is it good for students? And let's say that now we are in a different period of time. Now everybody is, has a gadget, whether adults, whether kids, everybody has his own gadget, whether a phone, a tablet, a laptop, everybody is attached to his own device. So let me tell you about my society. Let me tell you about the Egyptian mothers here, and maybe also in India or other parts of the world. They really get angry when they find their kids having their phones all the time. They think that they waste their time on using mobile, on using or playing online games or video games in general. But let's think that why don't we use their love and their attachment to the devices and games in a better way, in a way to teach them English, whether in the session or even at home when they are just using their phones. And today I want to show you how can we teach English through games. Let me give you some ideas about the games, about the websites that we can use, whether for teachers and educators to use in their classrooms, or even for students to use the games and the websites on their own, as a self study. So, at first, let me tell you about some games that I really like to use um, in my sessions. And at first, let me show you some general games, and they are not used specially for teaching English, but I really use them for or as a lead in my session, and also as a stirrer. Okay, a lead in, of course, as you know, when we start the session, we need a lead in to start the session. So we can use one of them, especially in the online setting. Or it can be also work in the offline, but in the online setting we really need to have some good, like tools and websites in order to engage our students cognitively, in order not to be bored. We need to make them really encouraged and enthusiastic throughout the session. Okay, so one of the games I really like to use is tic tac toe, or as some know it as XO. I really used it with my students from different nationalities and even from India. Everybody knows it, everybody like it, and they really wait for the time in which we play tic tac toe. They keep asking me all the time, teacher, when are we going to play tic tac toe? They really love it. So we can use it as like a reward for them. You can say that, okay, so when you finish this task, we are going to play tic tac toe. Or we can also use it at the beginning, we can use it in the break, whatever. You can just use it to fit in your lesson plan uh, as you want. And this is one game. Another game is Connect 4. It's also another one which also very common. It's well known all over the world. And these two games can be found on a website called cbc.ca, as you can see it here. They are really great, and they are just used generally. They are not used to teach English. Okay, but however, we also still speaking in English all the time um, before, for example, going to another part of our session. So this is one kind of games that I use in my sessions. We also have other kind of platforms on which you can make your own games, you can make your own quizzes, such as Kahoot. It's really great website. We have Kahoot. We have also another one which is called Word Wall. Let's look here. On Word Wall, we have this quiz, and actually, you can find some ready-made quizzes or games, or you can even make your own. Another one is also Nearpod. It's such a great website. I really like to use it to make some quizzes, to make some games, to make my students engaged in the session. Um, Another one is Bamboozle. Bamboozle is also a great one, and it has different kinds of games. Okay, so let's look here. For example, we have noun or verbs, some quizzes or games on noun or verbs. We can also have some different games here. Would you rather? Spring vocabulary. Okay, so you can search the games here, and you can find a great deal of games that you can use. They are ready made, or you can even make your own games and quizzes that can be, or that they can just fit in your lesson plan. We can also have some kinds of different websites or applications. For example, I use this great website. It's called Mmentimeter. And Mmentimeter is a great one for polls. In the online setting and also in the face-to-face classrooms, we need to change the pattern of interaction, and we need to have different kinds of activities in the class, because in the online the student can be can get bored very easily and very quickly. So we need to have different kinds of activities and applications and websites all the time, just to keep them engaged with us. However, we don't need to use them excessively, so that they can lose their attention, but we can use a good deal of them, like 4 5 in a session, which can be like for an hour and a half or 2 hours. That can be good. And Mentimeter is really good when you want to have like a vote. Everybody will vote, and they can see the grid. on their screen. Okay. This is also a kind of website or websites that we can use in order to teach students English or any even any language. And we also have some other kinds of websites that are educational websites on which you can find some ready games. And here I have for you two websites. I have a website called Academics, and this one I really prefer so much. And let me show you how to use it. And the other one is Learn to Read. Oh, let me open it again. Yeah. Learn to Read is a website for kids on which you can have some activities and some games and even stories for teaching English or for teaching students, especially kids, how to read. Okay? For example, we have these activities for short vowels, okay, like and at and at. We also have some activities for long vowels like nose, like bike, okay, and they are ready-made ones. And right here we have some stories, okay, and they are on the short vowel or the long vowel. This is one for kids I really like. I use it all the time, and my kids really love it. We also have another one that is Academics, and Academics is one of the greatest websites ever. Let's see how it works. We go to subjects. We have geography, for example, and we also have language arts. If you go to language arts, okay, you can find a great deal of games here. Let's look at this one. It's called Bumper Boat Bash, and it's a game on plural nouns. Okay, and you can find the specialty of each game. We have plural nouns here. We have spelling with double vowels. Here we also have antonyms, synonyms. We have subject and verb agreement. We have word recognition. And let me show you a game that I made a video on before. For example, we have, yes, we have antonyms. Okay, let's type the name here. Next. Okay, play now. Start. Okay, so here you can play this game with your students. For example, here we have here the antonym is there. Okay, and now they are competing with each other, and we need to find or we need to have the winner in this game. For example, dark will be light and will be so quick. Okay, so students will be really engaged and they will be thinking really fast in order to be the first in the game. For example, last will be first, so on and so forth. Okay. And as you can see, we have lots of games on this website, and there are also some other great websites, just like this one, and they all have some ready games that you can use with your students, with your classroom, and you can have an account on the website, and then you can have your students. You can write their emails on the website in order to compete with each other in the game on the website, and then you will see who is the first, who is second, and so on. Now, my best part and my best kind of games is adventure games, okay, or adventure video games. I really like learning English through adventure games. Let me tell you why. First, let's look at this game. It's called Beyond Steel Sky. This game is talking about a boy who was kidnapped by a gang, and this is the hero, and the hero is supposed and is responsible for finding the boy. Okay, so throughout the game, it's like being or it's like watching a movie. Okay, but the difference is that you don't watch the movie itself, but now you are the hero. Now you are the person who is responsible for solving the problems and going throughout all these journeys to find the boy. So, in order to do so, and throughout the game, you will find lots of vocabulary. You will find different grammar rules that you will be supposed to, through which you can really learn games. And actually, my this is my favorite part because I find it extremely interesting and intriguing. When I just play the game, I tried this game myself, and I also tried some other kinds of games. I really like to play the game till the end. I really like to finish one level and to go to the next one, because I really want to win. But however, I learn English, and I'm not aware of learning English, you know? And actually, and this is the first time to say so, um, inshallah, I will have a course. I'm designing a course on a game, on adventure game, on which we will be learning English, learning vocabulary and grammar through a video game. So the video game is really interesting, or especially the adventure video game is really interesting because it has a great plot, it has a great graphic designs, and it also has lots of dialogues, and you can hear the native speakers speaking, whether, for example, British accent, American accent, or whatever. You can find and hear different accents that can improve the listening skills. Also, reading skills is there because you have lots of, like dialogues, and here we have the subtitles, and you can also have like texts, lots of texts that you can be reading. So, in my course, I will be designing the course on the game. Okay, the game itself. We can be learning vocab and grammar, and we can focus on four skills: speaking, listening, writing, and reading through the game. And let me tell you that this is not the first time to have such a course. Um, a course of the same kind was done in Iran, in a university in Iran, and it was applied on a game called Run. It was applied on a game called Run, and was applied on some students from university, EFL students at the university level. They really liked the game. They had a survey at the end of the course. They found that they really liked the game, and the group that learned the vocabulary and grammar through the game learned the words better and could have like better grades than the other group. But however, they found that female students didn't tend to like the learning through video games. However, boys like to play through video games. But anyway, this is really a great way of learning English or any kind of language, because when you learn through the game, you don't think of learning, the learning process itself. No, you are just focusing on the game, and you are just learning the language subconsciously. So that's why I really like it, and I'm interested in learning English through the adventure video games. And I think that's it. So thank you, Mr. Pradeep. Thank you so much, everybody. I was very happy to be with you today.
So, good evening, everybody, and thank you, ma'am, for your a talk on using games in English language teaching. It is certainly a game changer of a kind, and I'm sure that when more and more people apply it, they will certainly find it to be exhilarating as well as a learning experience. And before we leave, I request you to watch our detox of our disruptive literacy movement by Global Dream, which is an initiative by Dr. Sunita Gandhi since 2014. And this is to ensure everyone's participation by a people's movement in helping India achieve total foundational literacy and numeracy. Each one teach one, and those of us who can afford to teach more than one should be doing so to bridge this gap. We have several talks on this every day, and for more information, please go to 740-840-1000. So thank you, everybody. Uh, Thank you, Nourhan ma'am, and see you again tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you so much.